Touching on the top 5 core plays for this Monday 12-19 9-game slate. Going to start off with some honorable mentions though, just because it is a big 9-game slate and there is some injury news that we are waiting on. So looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves, obviously Cat is going to be out, but Rudy Gobert is currently questionable. If he plays, then this kind of makes this point mute, but Naz Reid is expected to sit. That would mean Nathan Knight would be kind of locked into a great value play at 3.1 on DraftKings. Knight is someone that, with those 3 players off the court, has a usage rate of 22% and has a fantasy point total per 36 of 37 fantasy points. So whether you project him to get 30 minutes or not, that's up to you guys, but he should be someone that we're locking into at least 6x on this slate if those 3 players were to sit. And then looking at LeBron James as an honorable mention, because, well, I think with it being the back end of a back-to-back, he has the potential to sit, but if he doesn't, I think he is someone that we are loading up on. Just with Anthony Davis off the court, LeBron has been someone you've been wanting to target. His usage rate with AD off the court is 32%, and his fantasy point total per 36, and we can accurately project him to get, around 36 minutes, is 53 fantasy points. So he's someone that certainly would be in play on both FanDuel and DraftKings. I do expect him to play, so I'm just going to go ahead and plug him in here for you guys for the first look part of this build. And then just looking at Dallas as well, Luka Doncic is currently questionable. If he were to sit, you would be locking in someone like Spencer Dinwiddie, would be looking at around 36 minutes, and he is someone that has an big usage bump with Luka off the court. And then you would also be locking in Christian Wood. 2 straight games with Luka off the court. He's went for 58 and 52 DK points. He could hold some standalone value as well. With Maxey off the court, he's seen 30 minutes in 3 straight games, obviously a DK point per minute player. He is someone that I firmly would expect to go for at least 35 DK points with the upside to go for 50, obviously. All right, so now getting into the core plays part of this. Core play number 5 is going to be Thomas Bryant. So obviously Anthony Davis is going to be off the court. We have seen Thomas Bryant get 24 minutes in the first game with AD getting injured, saw 34 DK points, and then in the second game, 33 minutes, 33 DK points. I expect that to continue, which is kind of exactly what the data says as well. His usage rate with AD off the court and Gabriel off the court, the backup or third string center, is 19.2% and 39 fantasy points per 36. If we can get 30 minutes out of him, should easily be able to go ahead and get to 6x at this price point. And then from there, guys, I apologize, but it's going to be the OKC Thunder. We're just looking at all of them. So number 4, this is how I'm prioritizing them, is going to be Aaron Wiggins, just given the fact that he might not start and the minutes haven't exactly been there for him, but he has seen over 20 minutes in 3 straight games and over 20 DK points in 3 straight games. I do expect that to continue, and at this price point, certainly someone I'm going to be looking at playing. It's just I'm kind of prioritizing him as the 4th best value price point play for the Thunder. I do think he's going to hit value though. And then core play number 3, staying with the Oklahoma City Thunder, we're going to be looking at Kenrich Williams. So the reason why I like him over some of the other ones, over Jalen Williams, well, Jalen Williams just hasn't been consistently putting up fantasy points, and he is at a higher price point. The minutes have been there, but the production hasn't been there. Alexei is certainly a strong price per minute player. I just don't know if those minutes are going to be there for him with Kenrich Williams back. And then Eugene as well. Eugene, another strong price per minute player, but I think we saw Kenrich Williams come back, be healthy, and that's why he played 32 minutes and saw 31 DK points. So I think that's going to continue. And at this price point, also someone that could easily go out in 6x. Staying with that game, Isaiah Joe, going to be core play number 2. Isaiah Joe is someone that averages a strong DK point per minute. Looking at his usage rate with Shai off the court, with Baisley off the court, with Giddey off the court, and Robinson Earl, who we've already had confirmed out, his usage rate is 24%, and his fantasy point total per 36 is 44 fantasy points. Now, obviously, we're not expecting him to get 40 or 30 minutes, or even 36 minutes, okay? We're expecting right around, let's just say 20 to 28. That should still be enough for him to go out and get 28 to 30 DK points. The reason why I prioritizing him as core play number 2 is because I like the upside for him. If he does get more minutes, he is someone that could easily go out and really break the slate. And then the easiest play I think on the slate is going to be Dort. Dort is someone that last game with Giddey and with Shai off the court, saw 31 minutes, saw 41 DK points, which is right on par with what he does when those players are off the court. His usage rate with those 2 off the court is about 25%, and then his fantasy point total per 36 is 44 fantasy points. And the thing with him is we can kind of accurately project him to get over 30 minutes in this game if it stays close. And then kind of from there, there is one game that you do want to be targeting, so you kind of would want to fill in with them, would be the Charlotte Kings game. The game is a 240 over and under as it sits right now. So someone like Sabonis would be someone I'm looking at playing. You look at what Jokic was just able to do against Charlotte. I mean, he went off against them. And Charlotte has been a team that you've been targeting center-wise. So Sabonis would make a lot of sense. And then you have a decent amount of salary left over. You could go Mitchell, could go Holiday. You know, we kind of just got to wait and see how the slate kind of unravels. But that's kind of what I'm looking at for a starting point. Obviously, as the slate goes on, I'll be able to develop, more optimal lineup. But that's all I have for you guys for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. That helps me to be able to continue to put out more content for you guys. All right, let's have a good one. And as always, guys, let's keep cashing.